Dan, before we get started, I just want you to know. So there's two JTs in the field this week at the Wyndham Championship. One JT has a nickname that you can actually say on air in public. It's the Postman, JT Postman.
JT.
If he keeps dunking like that, they're going to change his nickname to the Mailman because he's dunking balls like Karl Malone out there, baby.
Jeez, right off the bat.
Hey, I mean, maybe a little foreshadowing into my one and done for the week because I like what I thought he had it. I mean, he shoots a trifecta of 66s at the 3M Championship, and he comes in and quite literally dunks an 8 on 18 to finish T2 at the 3M Championship.
Yep.
I mean, congratulations, Lee Hodges, I guess. I believe we got a wire-to-wire winner there. It opened up with a 63, closed with a 67.
Very impressive. A lot of runaways lately.
Indeed, there have been. I mean, is this Ryder Cup envy? Is that what's going on here?
It might be. I mean, some people were saying playoff, and like Lee and Harmon, like I'm just going to lap this freaking field. Talk about playoff.
Lap the field.
The field.
It's definitely something to be said for that. So yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I didn't. Well, before I say what I did, I don't want to mislead anybody. What'd you do this weekend? What'd you get into?
Trying to stay cool for the most part. I mean, it is goddamn hot in the south here. Yeah, not much. What about you?
I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of antifreeze going, so keeping the alcohol running through the veins, keeping the blood pumping. Got a chance to make it back to Sweetens. So those of you that are just listening, by the way, you should like and subscribe to the show. Share it with a friend on either YouTube or wherever you find your podcast at. But for those of you that are just listening, what do you think about my ghost tree hat I picked up?
I love it. I like that. Yeah.
Now, this is the original ghost tree at Sweetens Cove, which is no longer erect, mind you. There's a second, like a baby ghost tree that's still there, but this one, it's there. It's just it's not vertical anymore. So more of a lateral lean to it.
All right, that's good.
But yeah, I had a great time at the Cove, and good to see everybody. Madamski celebrated. He got another day older yesterday, so it was good. Good to see all those guys. Had a good time playing with young Madamski while I was up there. So that was a good time. And who knows? Maybe I'll make it back this week. Stargazers, here I come.
Stargazers, here you come.
Stargazers. Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good time. Yeah, so I didn't get to watch much golf. I can tell you that. I don't know. Did you?
Not a lot this weekend. No, not a lot. It's kind of like that end of summer. Well, I guess we're not quite at the end of summer. That's more like next month. But no, it's trying to stay cool. A lot of dog stuff going on. But no.
I feel like we're at the end of. I hope they change this damn schedule. I thought I saw that they were going to be releasing the 24 schedule set after the weekend. Obviously, they didn't mean Monday at 6:00. So I don't know when that's going to happen. So a couple interesting things though coming out of the 3M, and we'll get to the Wyndham Championship in a minute. So this is going to be the last week for folks to make it to the playoffs. Also, the last week for certain individuals, like the other JT, to probably make it to Rome for the Ryder Cup. Let me throw some names out at you of some folks that are kind of sitting on the bubble and need a pretty aggressive finish this week to make it to the playoffs. Let's see who we got here. So I just mentioned JT, right? So we got to have a solo third or better guarantees him a spot to the playoffs. He could finish in 18th. He's going to need a little help from his friends ahead of him. A few of the other folks, Shane Lowry's in 76th position, so he can get there. Probably going to need a little bit of help. Matt Wallace, who is in 80th, he's going to need a little bit of help. Adam, if I told you Adam Scott was going to miss the playoffs as it stands today, would you be surprised?
Yeah, he's had a decent year, I thought. I mean, he hasn't won, but he's been decent year. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think it's one of those a weird one for me, but yeah, he's got some work to do, man. I mean, he's if he's going to get there on his own, it's a T2 or better for the Aussie. We'll see how. I don't know if he's played. We'll get into whether he's played at Sedgefield or not.
He has finished T2 a couple of years ago.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, and didn't he? That was the 6-way playoff, I think.
I think it was.
Maybe Jim Herman won, and I think Adam Scott missed a putt on 18 to miss that playoff. I believe is the way that went down. So Joel Damon, 82nd, Kevin Hughes, 94th, Gary Woodlands, 97th, Akshay Bhatia. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking he just won at the Barracuda a few weeks ago. How is he not in the playoffs? Well, it's this. So prior to the win, he had some kind of special invitation to play in the tournament. And because he wasn't a official PGA Tour member at the time of his win, he didn't get the points for that.
Jeez.
What kind of bullshit is that? I mean, if I'm him, man, I'm livid, I tell you. We saw a little gust from.
Come on, Jay.
I know. No, you can put that on another on the list of things Jay Monahan screwed up this year. Billy Horschel's at 116. We saw a little pop alive from Billy at the 3M. Maybe it's the beard. He's rocking the beard and he's getting all this space time about it. Yeah, could be.
Pun intended.
Pun intended with the FaceTime. Not talking about the new FaceTime with an X either. I'm talking about but speaking of, by the way, you're a big Twitter guy. I don't get on, they won't let me on Twitter that much. They're afraid that I'll say something. Who knows what they're afraid of. So since Twitter moved over to, by the way, we got a new logo coming out. It's a little blue bird. Oh. I heard somebody freed it up for us. So we've got a little blue bird that's going to be sporting glasses of whiskey and golf balls pretty soon.
The best one I saw was that Elon Musk had sold the small little bird and it was the kid that was petting it from Dumb and Dumber. The blind kid.
Still operating the same. Have you noticed any difference? How many followers have we lost? Most of them?
X amount.
X amount. Well, okay. I like where this is going. What else is going on? What else is happening in the world of golf? I hope, I mentioned the schedule earlier. I hope they get this shit changed, man. I mean, this is just going on way too long. We're going to get into this, into the playoff. So it's funny. I was talking with some folks at Sweetens this week. I guess it's not funny, but we were actually quite serious. What about the FedEx Cup? I mean, does it mean anything? Do you care? Do you give a shit about that? I mean, whoever wins it, right? I mean, they're going to be $15 million richer. So, I mean, I think they care. But if you want to talk about all the legacy that we were talking about and blah, 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 with the whole live shit and who's moving over and why you're staying. I mean, is the winning the FedEx Cup, and we talked a little about this last week, but is there something there? I mean, is that really a trophy that you want on your mantle?
When you talk about winners and losers in professional golf, I won't say the PGA Tour, but the professional golf, I think you put FedEx on the losers this year, and you put, the elevated events more on the winning side. But the FedEx Cup has lost some credibility this year because of everything that happened. 100%.
Is this an opportunity for kind of to reshuffle the deck? Because I don't know that they're getting a lift out of this thing anymore. I mean, I'm sure they are to some extent, but I don't know that it's really that it turned out to be what they thought it was going to be. I mean, I'm sure that Jay's not going to tell you that it's not ever. I mean, it's everything and dim sum. But so just think about this, and so I'm going to read off a few names here, and you well, or would you like to? You want to guess some of the FedEx Cup champions? So this has been going on since 2007, by the way. So we're what are we? 23 years into this thing. Is that right? Could that possibly be correct?
No, 13
I guess it'll
years.
Be
16 years.
16 years. Sorry.
Yep.
I've been drinking. Don't hold it against me. What do I care? So you want to name a few?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead.
Oh, Tiger, Rory twice, Scheffler, Rosie.
Rory 3 times, by the way.
Rory 3 times?
3 times. 3 times. Let me throw some names out, and I want you to tell me what's unique about these names.
Okay.
Patrick Cantlay in 21.
That's right.
Let's see. Billy Horschel in 14.
Mm-hmm.
Brant Snedeker in 12.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Haas in 11. I guess I got to stop there because the majority have. But what's unique about those individuals?
Billy Horschel, Bill Haas, no majors?
Patrick Cantlay, no majors, no major champion. So you can actually be a FedEx Cup champion. Now, it is not very likely, but you can be a FedEx Cup champion and not have a major on your belt. I think everybody else.
Brandel Chambly's trying to make the FedEx Cup the 6th major.
So I guess we've already have we already anointed
the players number 5.
Players is already done. Good luck with that. No, I think this is a way for FedEx to get out. And maybe it's not so much for FedEx to get out, but I absolutely think this is a way for the tour to kind of mix this thing up. And it's hey, we're not going to do this. We're not going to have the FedEx Cup Championship anymore because of our new strategic partnership. We've elected to go a different route. I mean, it's kind of like polo getting out of it's like a PG-13 exit out of golf for FedEx versus the polo strategy that the PR gurus came up with. Yeah,
exactly. Hey, FedEx and PGA Tour have decided to go in a separate direction. This is a conscious uncoupling, and we welcome Aramco as our new chief sponsor.
Could be a thing. It very well could be a thing. All right. So what else we got going on?
That's close of the season. It's always a fun one. The Wyndham's fun because it's it's the close of the year, and you get the bubble. It's kind of like the U.S. Open in a way. You got the bubble, and people are playing for keeps, and it's a good one. It's not the hardest track out there. It's a lot of second shot, but it's going to be hot and muggy. And don't take Shane Lowry this week.
So you're saying you got Shane Lowry? He's going to miss the missing the playoffs, huh?
Well, he has not played well here, and it's probably because it's August in the South.
Does get that Irish butter going when he's out there, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So,
what day are you going?
Probably Thursday.
I had it tentatively scheduled to be there. I was going to attend over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Had a slight change of plans. Somebody threw some money at it, and here we go. I'm not going now. So
somebody threw some money at it.
Yeah, that's what I hear anyway. So I don't know. I hate I'm going to miss it. If things change, well, I won't be there because I'm heading to Sweden. So that's turnabout's fair play. I get I'll have a better time sweating my ass off, hacking at the golf ball than watching these guys out there sweating their ass off. I mean, either way, it's a sweat show. But why wouldn't I go hit a ball or two?
Yeah, there you go. Yep, I understand completely.
Yeah. What else we got going on? Oh, so let me do a little quick recap here. Quick recap of our one and done.
We all had a bust last week, man. Nobody got anything.
I stretched this out, by the way. I didn't get a response that said, no, we don't like that idea. It sucks. So I think I've got it stretched out through the end of the year. So I think we talked about just finishing up at the Wyndham, but I added the playoffs and the championship to give you guys a chance to make a little comeback. I mean, I thought it was only fair because, last week at the 3M, Cam Davis got me almost $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
I was really thinking about Hideki, of which the breakfast ball played, and he raked in $46,000. So he really didn't gain a lot of ground there on me. And we had a JT sighting,
Two.
Danimal, no dice.
There was two, wasn't there?
Well, no, there was not.
There was two. I thought there was two last week.
Hidden Greens played Harry Hall. That's a trunk slammer. And I am stat guy. He went with the little the Austrian Thunder in Sepp Straka. Also 15 over doesn't get you to the weekend. No. So yeah, just the breakfast ball and myself made it to the weekend, and I'm feeling I don't want to do a victory lap yet. I'm feeling pretty good about this stuff. So we're gonna go through East Lake. Yeah, we're gonna go through. Why not? Yeah, why not? Okay. I guess we may get a little screwed up on that when we get to, depending on what players we have left. However, there are plenty of guys that are going to be left that we haven't used. Let me throw some names out at you that we haven't used yet. Or that we, yeah, that's fair. That we haven't used. I mean, I think that's a safe way to look at it. So here you go. Brian Harmon. I dare say anybody, there's been no one that's used Brian Harmon yet.
I've used Brian Harmon.
Well, I know where you didn't use him at.
He's second for me.
Okay. Nick Taylor. I would be surprised if anyone has used Nick Taylor. Siwoo Kim, who could be an interesting play for this week, but I would venture to say that nobody's used Siwoo. I don't think I've used Sam Burns, but we'll get there. Kurt Kitayama probably hasn't been utilized. Shank probably hasn't been deployed. Who else we got? McCarthy, Kirk, Moore, Power, Connors. Okay, maybe Spieth. Yeah, I've definitely used him. So, and that's the top 30 right now for the Tour Championship. If it ended today and they showed up at East Lake, that's who would be there today. Lee Hodges just made it there, just made it in. So maybe Svensson, Patrick Rogers, Hadwin. Who else we got that's interesting? Harris. How the hell's Harris English sitting 43rd right now? I don't know. So I think there's we're going to have plenty of options to play going into this. I think we're going to have to be strategic about, well, I hope you're not strategic. I hope the other guys aren't very strategic. I'm going to be strategic about who I'm picking going forward. So I need nothing but champions from this point through East Lake. But I think I can get a decent player in every time. And we're going to no cut events, so you're going to get some money, right? So after this week, you're cashing a check. You will be playing all 4 days. So
well, the guy I played last week is not playing in the playoffs this year. So
but we don't know that.
Do you think JT? Oh, he has to win probably this week, right?
Well, he's got to. What did I say earlier? He's got to finish. I think he's got to. Shit! I just said what he was going to do. What did I tell you? He's got to be. What did I say? I think he's got to be T18 or better, and he's got to have some help, or he's got to be like solo third or better. And so yeah, I mean it's. The way he's playing, I mean, if I'm him, I'm probably like, I mean, he ain't making it to East Lake. If he were to somehow miraculously make it into the top 70, I think it's short-lived from that point on. I don't know if he's getting into the top 50. The way he's been playing. I mean, I don't know if this ain't Stallone in Over the Top where he's flipping the switch, right? It ain't gonna happen. So I don't know what I don't know what to expect from that. Low expectations. How about that?
Low expectations.
Yeah. Well, anything else in the golf world that we've been missing? I don't think so. I did see that pic. You did send me a tweet of Miguel Jimenez and the guy. So I've got my Halloween costume ready for
this. Yes,
for this year. I'm gonna go as Miguel. I got to gain a few LBs. Yeah, I'll just get a wig for the pony, but
nice. I'll
trim. Yeah, get maybe a little dye. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
color the beard up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think I could pull that off.
Oh, I do too. I do too.
Hola.
Hola.
Yeah, bottle of rum and a stogie in hand. I think that could actually happen.
Heck yeah, that's a good one.
I'd have no issues doing it. I'd enjoy that one. Maybe the most enjoyable costume I've worn in quite some time. Okay, so we
might wear it all year.
Yeah, why would I stop? I gotta try it out, make sure it's comfortable. Okay, so Ryder Cup. It just got more interesting.
Yep.
And with Lee Hodges, Tour victory is, are we going to see Lee Hodges in the Ryder Cup?
I don't know. So what is it? Stuart Sink got the 5th vice captain chair today.
Well, now that might get handed. They may have to do a little horse trade on this thing, because I've got a feeling that some folks are still betting on JT inching his way along. And if he didn't make it, I mean, I think he's going to be lobbying for a vice captain, co-captain.
Oh, that's interesting.
So if Zach were to give that send the invitation, he fires a shot across the bow. What's the chance? Does he accept, or is that a slap in the face?
Would they float it behind the scenes first? Like, would he send it to him like as a text? Hey, do you want to be a vice captain? You
think he has his number?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I think he can get it. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, JT's sitting at, and Lee Hodges probably not. Lee Hodges is out. He's got to do some miraculous shit because he's sitting at 27th right now. However, JT, he could actually still get in. It looks like JT's sitting at 14th right now. So he could get in. He's just behind Burns, who Fowler's rounding out the group right now with in the 12 seed or 12th spot. So he could actually, he might pull this off, man. I mean, what Christmas miracles come early.
So we're talking about a guy. We're talking about JT, Justin Thomas, right?
Justin Thomas.
So he needs to perform well this week to make the playoffs, but he could be a shoe-in for the Ryder Cup. Is there a problem with this statement?
Way to go, Jay. That's it. Jay's like a Britney Spears song. It's like, oops.
So he's struggling to make the top 70, but he can make the top 12. Okay, got it. Sure.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We're aligned. Carry on.
The storyline is gonna flip, man. It is it's Rome is looking good for Team Euro. I hate to say it. Hate to say it, but it's lining up pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Koepka's going to be dragging the team down. Well, the good news is Xander and Cantlay, they'll still be together. Cam Young, I mean, he'll be a ball of fire out there. Not really. Keegan Bradley's interesting. Looks like Keegan will probably, I mean, he'll have to get an invitation, but it looks like he could make it. I don't know. We'll see. We got a few more tournaments to go before they make that decision, and we'll see where they get to.
All right, looking forward to it. I'm glad we got more one and done playoffs. I like this. This is good.
No, I knew you would. I thought it only fair. I thought, hey, you know what? Why be piggish about this thing? Let's give back. Let's give back to the people that have made shitty picks all year, all season long. Let's give something back. Not looking for any handouts. I'll give you a chance to win the money back. I don't get up and walk away from the table. Why would I?
That's right.
All right, here we go. Wyndham Championship, 156 players, top 65 and ties make the cut. We're at Sedgefield Country Club. Wonderful, wonderful place, by the way. Love this tournament. Donald Ross design. Par 70. We're just over 7,100 yards. Back on Bermuda greens. Dan, you said it earlier. It's going to be humid. It's going to be hot. Thunderstorms. Could be. We're going to get some precipitation. Well, if we get thunderstorms, then the answer to that is yes, which is going to turn that place into a sauna. And the Irish butter will be flowing because Lowry is in the field. Here's what I think is going to happen this week. I think once again, we're going to be at a wedge fest and a putt off. Scores are likely to be 20 under and better. Let me throw some names out at you just so you can familiarize yourself with who wins at the Wyndham Championship.
Okay.
By the way, when's the last time you stayed at a Wyndham property?
I don't think I ever have.
Maybe I have. I can't name it. Are you surprised that like Wyndham is because they're based out of Greensboro right there in the kind of the what do you call that area? What's that area called?
Triad.
The Triad area. They're still based out of there. It's kind of surprising that they're still kicking, huh?
Yeah, I guess they're there. I don't know if I've actually seen where their office is. Yeah.
All right. So you got last year defending champion Tom Kim. He will not be here. 2021, Kevin Kisner, Jim Herman, JT Poston in 19, Sneds in 18. Who else of note is
big week
here?
Last week for Sneds, right?
He looked good, man.
Looked good,
yeah. Who else is going to be a Patrick Reed's one here? Sergio Garcia's one here. Webb Simpson, one here in 2011. I don't know what's going on with Weber. A long time ago. Ryan Moore, Mr. True Links himself, enjoying the walk out there.
I'll have my shoes on.
I know you do. One in 2009, back when he was cool. By the way, Brent Snedeker. Nope, I cannot say that. Sneds did not win. He won the Wyndham Championship twice. However, when he won it in 2007, it was not at Sedgefield. It was at Forest Oaks. So there you go. I don't know if I need to throw any runner-ups at you or not. Sungjae Im's been runner-up here. We did have the six-way playoff. By the way, Adam Scott did make the playoff, but he missed the putt on 18 to lose to Kevin Kisner.
That's who it was.
Yeah, Siwoo Kim, runner-up. Simpson was runner-up here behind Poston. Simpson was runner-up here behind Sneds. Anybody else noteworthy? I don't think so. So, I mean, it kind of goes to show, right? I mean, long hitters not necessarily feasting on this place. And it's and a lot of kind of unknowns, right? I mean, I shouldn't say unknowns, a lot of first-time winners. How about that? I mean, Jim Herman, kind of, did he come out of nowhere? I would say. I mean, course-wise, if you're looking for comps, I think it's Sawgrass. So, this is, again, a Donald Ross course, but I think very comparable to a lot of PB, to Pete Dye things that we see, or PB. I think PB was involved in building Sawgrass. At least he said he was. You should go back and listen, by the way, on the pod if you hadn't heard the PB Dye story. Great show. I didn't get too loaded on that one, so I'm still somewhat audible towards the end. But Heritage is good. Colonial, probably, or the three courses that I think kind of look a lot like what we're going to see at Sedgefield. The rough could be a little bit of trouble, but again, I think it's, not overly long, going to be able to hit fairways, and it's a wedge fest in, and who gets hot with a putter. Yep. So let's head over to our friends at fantasynational.com. By the way, my lineups last week, holy shit, man. Lucas Glover. But we maybe want to go back because everybody else is probably not feeling the love for Lucas Glover either.
Mine was pretty good. I did pretty good last week. I had a great lineup, and I didn't notice Cam Champ at WD or whatever. And I'm like, oh crap, it was a damn good lineup too.
Too much time with that dog. All right, fantasynational.com. Last 24 rounds. Let's fix this. Let's pick better this week. Let's pick
better. Hey Cal, pick better.
I'm working on it. Okay.
Play better.
Let's exactly play better. All right. So let's go $10,000 and higher. Are you living in the $10,000 range here? And so I'm going to draw some comps as we go through this. And I mean, if I look at the $9,000 players here versus the $10,000 players, are they that much better?
No,
I don't think so. I think you're getting a lot of the same player regardless of rank. Recent form, very similar. So yeah, I don't know that there's a differentiation for me. I think ownership might be the only thing that's interesting, but Dan, then the $10,000 range, you start in there with any of these crack squad ballas.
Well, I had my eye on Sungjae and Hideki. Henley's played really well here. I was thinking about Hideki as my one and done until you extended into the playoffs. I'm like, I might use him in the playoffs. So I'm gonna take somebody else from my one and done this week. But yeah, there's a lot of good players there. I mean, like Adam Scott, he finished T2 here a couple of years ago. You said he's on the bubble, so he's going to be motivated. I like Henley, plays really well here. Hideki's had a couple miscuts, I think, and then he played like a T10 like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. So there's definitely talent here. I just don't know. I'm definitely not going to start here. Let's just see how we get from the middle, and if we want to broaden out.
Oh, look at you, strategic and everything, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so in the $9,000 range, you already dropped a couple, by the way. Well, one, you dropped Adam Scott. No, don't you? Hey, this is your show too, Dan. You don't have to apologize, especially not to me.
Okay.
Not
for this.
No, there are other things. Other things. By the way, are you doing? I see you got your top on. Are you doing? You said we were going to do this show pantless. Did you follow through with this?
Bert Kreischer style,
just one.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, just checking. Yeah. So $9,000 range. I like a lot of people in the $9,000 range.
Go for it. Justin Thomas is your one and done. Go.
Well, I will tell you that he is not my one and done. We got a couple of miscuts from JT. I mean, the Open, okay. Rocket Mortgage miscut. 3M last week miscut. Not looking so hot for Justin Thomas. I think that I'm probably going to stay away from some of the more popular players in the $9,000 range. I think albeit probably good choices. I think I'm going to go a different direction just from an ownership percentage. I may go this direction for a one and done pick. However, Shane Lowry, I know you were dogging him a little bit, but I mean, Shane Lowry outside of the Open, I mean, he's coming in pretty good form. Let's see, Lowry, I mean, he hadn't played great here, T83 and T23 and 20, so I'm probably out on him. I would love, I very well might go, I might play Poston at 16%. That might be the highest ownership guy that I play this week. Other than him trying to change his nickname to the Mailman, I mean, he had it in the bag last week, and he's been playing good, and he plays well here. He's won here. I think I might just eat the chalk on this one, fade it in other places, and JT may be my guy ×2. Siwoo Kim, got a couple of miscuts coming into this thing, but I mean, this is his kind of setup. He's played well here before. He did WD last year. I don't know what the WD was about, but T2, T3, and 5th back through 2019. So that's a possibility. Again, I think I said it. I'm out on the other JT completely. Ludwig, I don't know if Ludwig is going to be able to really capitalize on his strengths here. So I may be out on Ludwig here as well. Just no course history, and don't really know what we're going to get out of that. But I guess, I don't know, anybody in the $9,000 range that you really, and you mentioned Adam Scott. I mean, I think that's probably a play at that ownership. I think I can get there for sure too.
Yeah, I think my one and done is going to come from here. It's probably either going to be AS or Siwoo at this point, So yeah, I mean, I think it's a great place to start. I think we'll probably come here first when we're doing a lineup in a few.
All right, $8,000. Cam Davis, he was good to me last week. Course history, T15 and 20, T22 and 19. T10 last week, miscut, T17 at the Rocket Mortgage. I mean, I could kind of go back there. I mean, I think when I think of Cam Davis, I think of that, the bomber. But I mean, he's played pretty good around here. So I mean, I could probably get back there if need be, if we need to go there. What about you? Who in the $8,000 range you leaning on?
Stefan, I mean, kicking it off at 8,900, 12.4% projected ownership, but the guy's been just a rock, right? T30 last week, T13 at John Deere, T9 at the Rocket, T24 Memorial. I mean, then look at the, his shots. He's 13th, 35th on off the tee, 42nd on the approach, 22nd on the green, 80th putting. But I mean, model rank 26. I just strong. Do I think he can win? Maybe, but 12.4 is not terrible. I mean, you got 23 Denny McCarthy, 23% for Denny McCarthy here, and you got 14% for Cam Davis, who you just talked about. But I mean, Aaron Rye. Talk about Aaron Rye. Good Lord. Model rank number 1.
So the course history is a T71 last year. And I mean, T20 at 3M, T9 at Rocket Mortgage, T24 at Travelers, T3 at the Canadian. I guess I'm talking myself into it. I mean, with the model ranking, putting, give or take, but yeah, I guess I can go there. I mean, with that ownership, if we need to, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if he lost that second glove, maybe that's maybe there's something going on with the glove that's holding him back.
He may need that extra glove down the south, and maybe some pine tar with all that humidity.
They're going to be slick. I'm probably leaning more towards Binion.
Yeah.
And who else do I like down here? Taylor Moore. He was T5 here last year. Ben On's finished T35 and third here in 2019. But Taylor Moore, I mean, the putter's hot. Around the greens, okay. He was 4th at the Rocket. We got a lot of missed cuts. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking myself out of him. Smalley looks kind of interesting to me. At $8,100, T13, T29.
High ownership though. High ownership.
Scratch that. Yeah, I didn't see that. All right, you've sucked me off of him. That's for sure. I don't know if there's anybody else that I'm too married to in the $8,000 range.
No, we can get on 7s.
Gary Woodland, he missed missed a cut here in 2021. He's out. Gary Woodland's got to have a hell of a showing, or Gary Woodland will be. What's Gary Woodland do in his free? To plays basketball. He can head up to cooler weather and get on some pickup games.
Yeah, Jayhawk. Is that what he is?
He is a Jayhawk, indeed.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do about Billy Horschel? Where'd Billy finish last week? He finished kind of strong, didn't he?
Where's he at? How much is it?
Billy Horschel's at $7,600.
T13.
So T27 here last year, 2nd in 2020, T6 in 2019, and T11 in 2018. At 10% ownership, are we going to talk ourselves? Am I going to talk myself? I know how much you hate Billy, but since he's got that chin strap going, he's getting the attention that he loves. What are we going to do this? Are we going to
I think he's a good pick for this course. Yeah, horses for courses. Yeah,
I think he's a great pick.
I mean, I'm not going to watch him, but he's a good pick.
I'm not going to watch him. I'll watch how many points he racks up for me, but right. Outside of that, yeah, I'm probably out. Who else? What are we doing with Weber? What's Weber looking like coming into this at $7,400?
So model rank 96, 4.7% protected ownership. Missed the cut at Rocket, 52nd Travelers. Missed the cut at PGA, 64 Wells. Missed the cut at RBC. Off the tee, 132 on approach, 77 around the green, 97, and on putting, 37. So yeah, I mean, not great, but he loves this course.
He loves this course, doesn't he?
He sure does.
I know, man. I don't know. I mean, the WD last year, there was injuries going on, the end of the season. So I mean, I guess you could overlook that. Yeah, I can't. I don't need to go there. Too many
I think Lucas Glover's your guy here.
Lucas, I mean, I could go Shank down at at 7,400.
Yep,
I
think Shank's your guy. Yep.
So I'm trying to see. I'm looking at Shank to see. So Shank got in 22, and he finished 31st. Let's see. Was Shank? Did he play in 21? I think he did play in 21. Did he play?
I don't have that up.
No, I'm scrolling through here. He played in 21, missed the cut, got another 31st. So Shank's guaranteed a 31st next week. That's for sure. Let's see. What about Shank in 20? Shank in 20 at the Wyndham 51st and 39th. Oh man. I'm probably leaning on Shanks a lot. I think what a name for a golfer, huh? At Shank. Really? That's what they did. But I mean, miscut, T4 at John Deere, 7th Rocket Mortgage. It's not what he's really been doing coming into this thing in years past. Where's the Shankster? Yeah, we got it last year. We had a miscut at the Rocket Mortgage. We had a 54th at the 3M. Prior to that, I'm trying to talk you into Shank. Can you tell? 51st at the 3M, 15th at Barbasol, 4th at John Deere. I think he's coming into pretty good form and not what we've seen in the miscuts that he's had as of late. So,
I think so too. You got the T4 at John Deere and the 7th at Rocket. I mean, he's definitely in decent form, and then he plays well here. I think he's a play. We're definitely going to play him.
All right. Who else do we like in the $7,000 range?
Watch out for Streelman. He's been making a push lately, hasn't he?
God, he has been. Yeah, it's like the old Farts League out here these days. It's like I don't know if I'm watching the Champions Tour, if I'm watching or PGA Tour. I know I'm not watching Live because it's like, oh, they're on day 4. Well, it's not Live today.
Exactly.
Who else do? No. I got a lot of no's in this. That just don't need to go there.
What about Nick Hardy? I think that's a decent play. 1.6% projected ownership, $7,200. Model rank 44. Off the tee 57th, on approach 88, around the green 69th, putting 4th, T13 last week at the John Deere's T21.
Well, he missed the cut here last year. I think that's his only showing. Yeah, maybe. I mean, at that ownership, I could maybe get there with you.
Yeah,
maybe it's a think about it. Who else have I got down that I think is interesting down here? We already talked about Taylor Moore, talked about Shank. We talked about the glove. What about the Chester?
There he is.
He missed $7,100. Missed the cut last week. But he T47 here last year. We got a pair of missed cuts in T48. I don't know. I may have to slide on Shez this time. Who's Sam Ryder? He had a lot of FaceTime last week. What about local kid?
Yep.
Oh, just down the street, just up the street.
Yep. Plays well here.
Course history looks good. T8 last year, T15 and 21. Mr. Bojangle himself. So if for those of you that are not familiar with Bojangles, Bojangles is let me see. I'm not looking at their, I'm just describing it based on personal experience. Bojangles is a place that I don't know that I've ever been to Bojangles inside, number one. And I think the only time I've driven through has been for breakfast. I don't even know if you know how Wendy's used to not be open for lunch? You know, Taco Bell, sorry, for breakfast. Taco Bell was not open for breakfast. Yeah. I think of Bojangles as the polar opposite. Like they're only open for breakfast. Now, I know that's not the case, but I've never been there outside of breakfast. My question does Mr. Bojangles, do you think they know who he is when he comes up to the drive-thru and he flashes his card and they, oh yeah, here you go, Mr. Bojangles.
In North Raleigh for sure. Yeah.
Here you go, Mr. Bojangles. I think we got to, don't you?
Oh yeah. And to answer your question, they do serve the same menu all day. I think
okay.
They serve the menu all day. Yeah.
Must have been where McDonald's got the idea.
Must have been.
So Chess and Hadley at 7%. I mean, I think if he gives me at 7% a T27 or better at the Wyndham, I'll be happy. If you give me a T10 or better, and he's got it in him. He did it last year.
Yep.
What do you think? What about Stewie Any love for Stewie?
I don't know. He's kind of flying high right now, isn't he, with that new co-chair?
Yeah, maybe he might have some other plans.
I mean, T37 last week, 0.3% projected ownership. I mean, I'm not opposed to taking he could play in the South. Yeah.
So KH Lee, I think he's on the bubble this week. Finished T61 here last year, T24 in 21, got a pair of missed cuts. What did TPC lead? Oh, that's right. I was really high on him last week. All right, screw that. I'm
Screw
out.
that.
I'm totally out on this guy. No, thank you. Okay. Let's go to the 6,000. Is anybody else that you want to?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm on the sixes.
So you know where I'm heading. We met his dad there in 2018?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was slamming the trunk on that trip. But I think we got a different player. I think we got a better player, and we got another local area guy. He finished T21 last year, missed the cut in 21, T3 in 2020. And we saw, I mean, he's rocking that mean stash.
Mm-hmm.
Ownership is swell. T30 at the 3M, T9 at the Barbasol. I think this is pretty much the 3M field, isn't it? Pretty much. I'm in. Call the doctor.
I'm in too. He plays well here. Yeah. I also like Sam Bennett, Peter Quest.
I think Quest is interesting.
Yeah. He's been on the rise, man.
What's Stallings done as of late? He was T13 here last year. How
much is he? I saw him earlier. How much is he? There he is. I got him. So $6,700. 1.1% projected ownership. T60 at the Open, miscut. 56 at the Rocket, miscut. But this is a type of course he could really. Actually, you know what? He was close to like a first round leader here last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he finished T13. So
yeah, definitely a play.
Yeah, putter's struggling a little bit, but if the putter gets hot, I mean, it could be something there. So let's see. Let's come up with a few more $6,000 range guys. So Joel Damon, he's kind of on the bubble. T81 here last year. What did he do at the 3M? He was there. Missed cut. Oh, he's on a string of cuts. All right, I'm out on Damon.
I think your boy Schned, man. Schned's is there. Yeah.
You know, so they were saying something interesting about him. They said he had a piece of bone or a bone removed out of his hip, and he had it fused into his back. And I'm like, I didn't even know shit like that could happen. But I'm not a doctor, so what do I know? So yeah, maybe on Sneds, I could see us getting there. I mean, obviously good course history here. So I could see that being a thing. Ryan Moore, maybe. I mean, T21 here last year. The other guy is Russell Knox, and T21, T24, T72, and T48 at $6,500. What's Russell Knox looking like?
How much is he?
$6,500.
Okay.
He is 65.
Okay.
And there's a couple other guys right around him. So
he's made a lot of cuts. Yep.
Cut making machine. So Russell Knox what's his ownership at 4%?
Yep.
I think that's a starting point for me.
Yep.
Right there.
All right, let's go right there.
Is Knox. And
let's start.
Well, hold, please. The other guy that I wanted to mention, if I can, do we have time?
Yeah.
Zach Blair.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I mean, that's I don't know that we need to go there. He's at $6,500. He's got a couple of missed cuts here. He's now what I would consider he's a Carolinian. Mm-hmm. He's no longer a what do you call somebody from Utah? A Utahian?
Yeah.
Utahian? I think he does still live in Utah, but he's got the tree farm built down there. So I don't know that there's anybody else. Piercy's got a good track record, but he just looks like shit as of late, so I can't really go there. Jim Herman, he had a win here, and he's got missed cuts after that. I don't know that I need to go there. What about this guy? What about Rory Sabatini? What about
No.
the other Rory?
No.
You're out. Total.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
out on Sabatini.
I think
All
we
right.
got enough in the $6,000 range. I think you got a lot. Yeah.
All right. I'll shut up.
No. I just think you got some really good ones
No.
though. I think there's a lot of fun ones down there. I think you got Stallings, you got Stallings, you've got Knox and Blair. Like all three of those guys are good.
Let's see. Hold on. By the way, so I was logging in here. JB wants to know if I'm playing the club championship. JB, I will not be. I've got another trip, another golf trip planned, unfortunately, during that. I will be, however, at the member guest. I don't want to release who my guest is just yet. I don't think anybody. Well, there are a few key individuals that know, but not everybody. But no, I will not be at the member championship. I mean, allegedly they're members. Who knows? I'm still trying to get an honest answer on that. I can't get an honest answer out of anybody up there. You drink too much. All right. Where do you want to start, now?
You said we're starting with, I thought Russell Knox or something, didn't you?
All right, Russell Knox. Russell Knox is in.
Do you want Blair?
I don't want to go there yet.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Keith Mitchell.
Yeah.
Don't pick him.
Don't pick him.
Well, pick him as your one and done, by the way.
Okay, great.
You should go and get him out of the way.
What about Stallings?
Let's go a little bit north. I don't want to, I think Knox is the play in the $6,000 range.
All right.
So here's some folks that I like that I've got written down. And we talked about them.
Yep.
But I like Smalley.
I thought you talked to us about a Smalley.
I can't talk myself out of it. But I'm not saying we're going to pick him. I'm saying let's talk through this. Okay. So Smalley could be. Benny on is could be. And who else?
I think On's a play.
Oh, and Shank.
Okay, let's go Shank. He's definitely one of those guys that just.
I think he could get there.
Yeah.
If you're down to nothing and you got no options, like I don't think Shank's a horrible play as a one and done either. He's not going to be my one. Oh, what about Billy Ho? What's his ownership? $7,600. I could have written it down, but I didn't.
$7,600.
Yes, Billy Horschel.
Oh, there he is. 10.5.
Yeah, I think we got to at 10.5.
Okay.
I mean, he plays good here. When he had a little flash of
he does.
Yeah, and I mean, oddly enough, he was a FedEx champion.
I know.
I don't know what that means, but so did we put Smalley in yet? I think we got to. Okay,
let's go Smalley.
Okay, right. So we got two picks left, and we can go pretty much anywhere we want to go. I mean, again, I don't know that the top of board's better than the bottom of the board. I mean, Adam Scott's played good here. Adam Scott's been playing.
Let's go.
Decent. But hold on. Before we do, let's let me take a look and see.
I think Adam Scott's my one and done.
I think that's a swell play. I got nothing against that. I think it's Scott.
All right, let's go Scott. All right, one last one. Who we got? You want Decky? You want Russell Henley? Sam Burns?
Who's on
JT?
Burns? Is anybody on Burns?
Burns. It's like less than 10%, so not that many.
Oh, Sammy boy.
Would you rather go JT Poston?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about my one and done,
we might as well take him in the
ownership. Right? Let's go. Yeah. All right.
I mean, he's high owned, right? But he's playing great.
So now let's think about it. So we've got $1,500 left.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that's on the table? I mean, there's a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying from where we sit today. So, I mean, to the fact we could go, so I sorted by, I'm looking at DraftKings points right now, last 24 rounds. Shank's number one. If I go to 12 rounds, Shank's still in the top 3. If I go to 8 rounds, Shank's still in the top 3. Adam Scott, scoring machine. You know, who I don't know about Aberg. You said you like Quest earlier. I don't know that we need to dig that deep on this thing. I'm actually probably good with what we got.
Yeah, I'm good. Market a winner.
Market a winner, Donnie.
There you go.
All right. Well, there we go. One and done, by the way. As if we haven't given it away already. Give it away. What's it's like a song by Chili Pepper.
Mm-hmm. AS for me.
Yeah, go ahead and throw another shrimp on the bobby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the he is not going to be called the mailman for long. He will be back to postman form. Come also a friend of the Cove. Back to postman form by the end of the Wyndham Championship at Sedgefield Country Club. 2-time Wyndham Championship champion, JT Poston.
All right. Sounds
not
good.
Not like the noodle.
That's right. Not
like
Poston.
the mailman. All right. What else we got?
Well, that's it for golf. You all caught up on Lioness?
I think I am. Yes. Yeah. I'm all caught up. That's good. That Taylor, that plagiarizing son of, I mean, he can just rip them off, can he? I think about what was the movie with Charlie Sheen and the Navy SEAL movie.
Navy SEALs.
Was it Navy SEAls?
Yeah, something like that.
Navy SEAls.
Navy SEAls. I think
Yeah.
it was Navy SEAls. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely feeling that vibe.
Definitely like that SEAL team with David Barrionis or whatever, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Barry. I don't know how you say his last name. Yeah.
Balionis. I thought he got married. Yeah, so I'm caught up on that. And you know what I did? I started watching a little bit, just kind of in background noise. Was if you watch any of the Black Mirrors?
Is it good? I haven't seen it. Ever seen it? No.
So I mean, they're very strange. It's kind of like the Twilight. It's not. I have to set it up, but it's like it's not like the Twilight Zone, but it is like the Twilight Zone that everything's kind of like each episode is a little bit quirky. But each episode is like standalone on its own. It doesn't necessarily feed off of the other. Like there's a common theme, but it's not the same character into the next episode. It's different characters, different plot. So, but yeah, so I don't know. It's interesting. I find it amusing if I've got something else to do and I just need some background noise. I'll put it like that.
All right.
Outside of the, so what'd you think about Barbie? That's what I've been dying to ask you. And I know you dressed up. Did you dress up as Ken or did you dress up as Barbie?
Oh man. Jeez. Well, you have to see the pictures, which will be coming out soon enough.
Cat's out of the bag.
That's right.
You'll find it on
I have
Instagram
not seen
Birdies_Bourbon.
I have not seen Barbie. I don't think I plan to see Barbie.
I think I might dress up. So Sweetens has this tournament every year. It's called the Ugly Sweater.
Mm-hmm.
It's in December, and I may go as Barbie for the Ugly Sweater tournament. Why would I go as Ken when I could go as Barbie?
That's a good point.
Think they'll let me play from the women's tees?
Do you think you'd lose your membership if you pitched Barbie as the as maybe one of the tournaments next year? The Barbie tournament?
Lose my membership where? What? Hold on. Did the show spring for a membership somewhere and I wasn't aware of this?
Oh, you make a good point. Do you think they'll kick you out of the course if you? I
could be asked to leave, by the way. Yes.
Yeah.
I have been let's see. Have I been asked to leave? I don't think so. I've been invited back, as a matter of fact. So, so I think so, so far so good. No, I mean, I think a Barbie themed tournament would be fantastic.
Yeah, I do too.
But speaking of, this is a horrible segue into this, but I don't know. You'll know why I thought of it in a minute, but we had a couple of tragic losses. So I mean, maybe one of the best Prince songs ever, not sung by Prince in Sinead. You know, it's sad to see that happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, a staple in my childhood. It may explain a lot of the reason that I act the way I do today. And Paul Rubens has moved on.
Saw that today too.
You may know him as Pee Wee Herman.
That was
it's kind of a shocker, huh? Did you see he left a note, after the fact and said, "Hey, I didn't want to. Sorry, I've not been putting any of this out there. I didn't want you all to see it. It's not sucks and blah blah blah." But he was suffering from cancer, I guess. I didn't say what kind, but yeah.
He was funny.
Pretty rough goer, 6 or 8. Boy, was he.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, on that note, what else? Anything else you've been watching? I mean,
back to Barbie.
It makes me want to go watch Blow, is what it makes me want to do. It's like, that's when I realized that Pee Wee Herman was not really Pee Wee Herman.
Gotcha.
He was an actor. That's what I'm like, okay. What else is going on?
Nothing. That's what I got. Looking forward to this week. That's all I got. It's just the dog days of summer right now. Huh?
Dog days. Maybe we'll have to brush up on our fantasy football stuff. Maybe we'll get a little, I'd like to say we'll get a little, I don't know. We'll see when they release the,
let's get Dynamite back on.
Ooh, that could be a good one. Dynamite, we'll be calling.
Mm-hmm.
Be looking for us. Hey, like, subscribe, share the show with a friend. Come see me at the Cove. Until next time.